person to make a strong case to recruit, just as I stated. Our estimation is for both GDS and TVET.
Still to come in today's bulletin, we'll bring you a special picture report on Galamsey impact on Ghana's water bodies. Later, nation mourns as Tamale bids farewell to Wing Commander Anala, one of 3 officers who perished in a helicopter crash, and 3rd sibling lost by grieving family in 3 months.
One fond memory is that he's a very close brother and friend to my son. He is called Caesar. He passed on last year. It was this same Bafemi Anala who stood to perform the funeral in Accra.
In Channel One business. Private businesses and individuals pull back on taking loans this year after credit demand doubled last year. In Channel One Sports. Former Sports Minister Mark Kayamate calls for strong oversight as Normalization Committee takes charge of Ghana boxing. Thank you for joining us. Let's bring you details of our stories. The Inspector General of Police, Christian Tetayono, has justified the temporary closure of the Kokranteme Police Station. Now, the assault followed the alleged death of a suspect in police custody. Now, the defense of the IGP came in response to concerns raised by Etiwa East MP Abena Osei Asari at the Public Accounts Committee sitting. Details in this report filed by Charles Osukumi.
Tensions boiled over in Kukrantumi in the Buakwa North municipality of the Eastern region on September 21 when angry residents torched the local police station after a suspect allegedly died in custody. In the aftermath, the Ghana Police Service shut down the station and withdrew its personnel. But during a Public Accounts Committee hearing, Committee Chairperson and MP for Etiwa East, Abena Osei Asari, questioned the withdrawal of the officers.
I wasn't happy when I saw that the Tafo police station has been attacked and a letter had been written that it's being closed down, the staff are being transferred to a different place. Should that be the reaction when a mob attacks a police station?
The IGP, however, defended the move, insisting it was necessary for safety and to restore calm.
We all have to condemn the acts of irate youths always attacking police stations. And so if you ask of closing down, yes, we'll close down because you have destroyed the station.
Interior Minister Muntaka Mubarak then explained the circumstances under which such a strategy would be deployed by the police service.
We will not run away from our responsibility. That because you have shot and killed the police officer, so we are packing out of the whole region. We have a number of incidents, but it is on the situation and the need to do it.
At the same hearing, the Interior Minister announced an increase in the daily feeding rates for prison inmates from 1 cedi 80 pesos to 5 cedis, following widespread criticism that the old amount was woefully inadequate to meet basic nutrition needs.
They agreed to do the 5 cedis, and I even insisted that, yes, we need something now, even as we await the 5 cedis. And now we managed to separate it, because what used to happen, I'm sure Madam Chair is very, very familiar, it gets bulked in within the budget of the prisons. So we are not able to see it standing alone, to see how small it is. I've managed to convince my colleague, the finance minister, to let it stand alone. So now you see it when the budget can, it will be standing alone, and you see that prison feeding is standing at 40 million. That's 10 million per quarter.
Meanwhile, Director General of the Prison Service, Patience Bafuboni, is urging greater investment in the welfare of prisoners.
If we want to have serious public safety in this country, we have to prioritize the needs of prisoners. Because they are part of us, they will be with us, and we don't know who next is going to be our guest.
Unfortunately, the ministers for Agric and Attorney General and Justice Ministries failed to show up to the frustrations of the leadership of the committee. So now their sessions will be rescheduled. Meanwhile, this leg of the Public Accounts Committee sittings is scheduled to conclude on Wednesday, October 1, with ministries including tourism and trade expected to appear. From Parliament House here in Accra, Charles Osukumi for ChannelOne News.
In some other stories, Education Minister Haruna Iddrisu has promised swift government action to clear salary arrears of newly posted teachers owed for up to 13 months. This assurance follows a protest march by the coalition of unpaid teachers from colleges of education and universities, which climaxed at the Independence Square here in the Greater Accra region. ChannelOne News' Samuel Akom with details.
The march began at the Obras Port at Kwame Nkrumah Circle, making stops at the Jubilee House and the Ministry of Finance before ending at the Independence Square. At the Jubilee House, the coalition presented a petition demanding immediate payment of arrears owed to them.
We are pleading, as citizens of the Republic, that the presidency comes in our aid. Talk to the powers that be, give us whatever that needs to be done, give us our staff IDs and our salaries for us to also be because we are surviving now. We are living on loans and all that.
Receiving the petition, presidential staffer Bridget Otu assured the demonstrators of the president's commitment to resolving their plight.
Once you have brought this here, I will definitely take it in there. No, it will not be under my desk, as somebody said, No, but it will be looked at as to why the delay has occurred. I have no idea. But what I can say to you, especially you, as you're very upset over there, that it will be looked at, and hopefully, like you said, whether it's October or November, this will be treated urgently because we don't want to see our teachers on the street.
The group then moved to the Ministry of Finance, where Deputy Minister Thomas Nyako Ampem received them. He indicated that government would factor the outstanding arrears into the 2026 budget due for presentation next month.
And so in the next 30 days, the finance minister is going to Parliament to present the next budget to Parliament. In that budget, the finance minister is going to make provision for all of you to be catered for.
At the Independence Square, where the Education Ministry was scheduled to engage them, Minister Haruna Iddrisu arrived to address the protesters. He announced that his ministry would submit a joint memorandum to Cabinet to fast-track payment of the arrears.
We are heading to Cabinet with a joint Cabinet memo, which will be signed and sponsored by me and the Honorable Atu Forson, to make a strong case to recruit, just as I stated. Our estimation is for both GDS and TVET, we need 53,000 teachers.
Away from education, and the Konyako water treatment plant is expected to resume operations soon, bringing relief to parts of the central region hit by a crippling water crisis. Authorities say dredging of the raw water intake point and minor repair works are underway to restore the plant's functionality. Central Regional Correspondent Akwesi Ado reports.
Districts most affected include the Utusenya West, Gomua East, West, West. Many residents turning sources, sparking a rise in water-related illnesses. This stems from the breakdown of the Konyako headworks caused by heavy silting of the Ayensu River due to illegal mining activities upstream in the eastern region. The crisis has also disrupted teaching and learning in secondary schools. At Sporting Tia Yamadia Senior High School, Headmaster Mohammed Abdullah Kwansen says academic activities have been severely affected.
I'm sure we have all heard about the issue at Konyako. that it has affected us seriously. And now we don't have water in the school. Although we have some 2 boreholes here, they are salty, and therefore it cannot be used for drinking or washing. And so students are relying on some water at the other side of the road, which is not all that clean. We've been buying water.
In a bid to ease the burden, Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman has donated 2 5,000-litre water storage tanks to each of the 5 hardest hit districts. Presenting the donation on her behalf, Central Regional Minister Eduamwawa Chireko-Penyin assured residents that the crisis will soon be brought under control. He revealed that dredging of the Ayunso River's raw water source and other maintenance works will soon restore operations at the treatment plant.
For the dredging, it's on their timetable. From time to time, they do that. And so that cannot be something that will solve the situation. It's a routine maintenance, activity. What is important for us now is to ensure that those who are destroying the water bodies are not there. As I speak with you, if they are not there, we may not even need the dredging, because we were producing water until this time came. But we were sure that we do not destroy our water bodies.
He further stressed government's determination to flush out illegal miners from the Ayunso River to help restore its natural state.
The President of the Republic of Ghana is intentional about the fight against Galamsey, for which reason I can tell you that those who are, creating that mess at Enum Apepem, which is why we are here, being flushed off the area. When the last rains came, we saw that the water is changing.
Apart from this intervention, the Central Regional Minister has mentioned that several other options are also being considered to ensure that the water crisis situation here in the Central Region is effectively addressed. For ChannelOne Newsroom, I am Akwesi Ado, Central Region.
We'll still stay with illegal mining because Ghana continues to grapple with the devastating effects of illegal mining on several water bodies across the country. In response, the president is scheduled to meet with civil society organizations to strategize on tackling the situation. Now, ChannelOne News' David Kweku Saforosechi embarked on an 8-hour trip to the Central Region. His job was to document the impact of illegal mining on 2 major water courses, capturing the story through the lens of a still camera. He joins us in the studio to take us through some of the captivating pictures he took in the first of a number of series. So David, you have been doing photography for over 10, 15 years. Yes. I presume this is the first time you're taking pictures of illegal mining and its impact on river bodies. How did they hit you? Based on what you saw in general?
So for the longest time, I've watched other people do drone footage and taking pictures and other things. But for the first time, coming so close to the actual water, putting my hands in the water and feeling that this is what we've been talking about since, for me, since 2015. When City began to talk about it, we got our T-shirts and we did Stop Galamsey, all those things. That, yeah. So since that time, it's the first time I'm actually coming into contact with Galamsey infected water. Okay. And to see it in the way I saw it, it was just unbelievable. Tell us where exactly you went to and what the journey was like for you. So we took off from Accra, of course, and went through, when we got to Kaswa, we branched right and went through Bojuase. So the Bojuase route heading towards Agunas Radio. So that's the route we used. Okay. Now, the first town that we stopped at and saw the river was a town called Okitso. Okay, so Okitso, yeah. I'm dying to see those pictures. Yes. So if we can see the Okitso shots, then we take it from there. Yeah. So this is the Okitso. Wow. Yeah. This is something else. Yeah. So this is the first view that hit your lens. There's the first view that I got. So there's a bridge at this point in Okitso. There's Okitso and there's Mankron Kwanta on the other side. And so as we crossed over the bridge, I'm seeing this and it's like, oh my goodness, is this what we've been talking about? So it looks pretty brown. Yes. But it looks light. Is that what it is? Or it's more muddy? It's muddy.
Okay.
All right, it's muddy. There's no other way of describing it. Now, as you look at it, it may look as though it's a color that has been added to water, but it's actually sediment.
Yeah.
The water is carrying around sediment that's refusing to settle. You know, and it's carrying it along.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is what you're. This
is in what municipality?
Okay, so it's in the Gomwa East district. Yes.
And
so
this is it dead leaves or is it the impact or what exactly?
No. So this is just a typical riverside brush. So you're seeing bamboo and dead leaves and all the rest at the sides of a banks of a river as the water is flowing. Yeah. Okay.
So and then earlier I saw a sort of a pipe on the bridge.
Yes.
Well, what is happening there?
So that's this is transiting. This is also like bulk water transport.
Okay.
Right. So bulk water transport. So probably Ghana Water transporting water from probably Kwenyako because we're driving towards Kwenyako. So maybe it's coming from Kwenyako, feeding some of the towns lower, around. And
this pipe is getting water from this?
So no. So what's happening is that later on, we would see what happens at Kwenyako, in other conversations that we'll have. But when I got to Kwenyako, one of the things I noticed was that, of course, we know the plant is shut down, right? Yeah, but then Kwenyako processes this water. But this water is so filthy that alum and polymer cannot
clean it. No,
cannot clean it. Yeah. So then it means this big bulk pipe is actually empty. There's nothing passing through here now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after this stop, where was your next?
So we went to Agona Oseidu.
Okay.
Agona Oseidu, and you see that there. So that's Agona Oseidu.
What is happening? I see a bridge which is dilapidated, woods, and the water's still pretty bad.
Yeah. So there's a school on one side of the village, and it's like a normal village that has whatever facilities and amenities it has, and the other side of the village has a school, so the kids use this to go back and forth. Okay. It's dilapidated, as you can see. It's actually quite risky. So Akokwa was the next place, and let me just say that this here tells the story that if you're not paying attention, you may not notice. Now watch the sediment. This is actually, the water is passing on top of this, so it's almost like it's washed over the rock, right? Okay. So you're seeing the algae.
Yeah, this one
we should be seeing algae here. We should be seeing algae here. Yeah. But guess what? If the water passes over and it dries, it leaves over it leaves behind the sediment.
And so that's why we see that brown.
That's why you're seeing it brownish.
Instead of the greenish.
Exactly. It's the sediment from the Galamsey water that you're seeing sitting on top there. Okay. So this is the story of what is in the river.
Is this that's an extension of the Akokwa?
Yes, this is Akokwa, also part of Akokwa.
So what is happening over here?
Yeah, so broken down bridges. I mean, I'm sure this was a bridge that was supposed to cross. It was functional at a point. It doesn't, it's broken down. So, and then again, you see more sediments here. Rocks that are supposed to have algae on them, as a result of the flow of water and and all that. This is what you're getting. You're getting the sediment, brownish sediment from the Galamsey water.
So this is a river?
Yes, it's a river.
What is the name of this river?
Ayensu River.
The Ayensu River.
The Ayensu River.
Let's move to your next shot.
So now we are in Kwenyako.
The famous Kwenyako.
The famous Kwenyako. So the Kwenyako town is quite a reasonably sizable town. A town that, by the way, has one of the, I think it's the third largest water processing plant in the country, and has been shut down. This is what the water looks like.
So this is the water that is feeding Kwenyako.
This is the water that feeds the intake reservoir for the Kwenyako plant. I saw these, farmers coming from ostensibly maybe their farm or something, and I just thought it was an interesting, picture to capture.
So this was the final place you went to?
No, this wasn't the final place I went to.
So how many towns did you visit in total?
Upwards of 9. So this is Ocheko. Ocheko is interesting to me because I used to live in Winneba, right? And So if you're driving from Winneba to Accra, you will pass Ocheko every time, right? Ocheko is on the highway. Now, Ocheko happens to be one of the places that has the highest incidence of accidents.
Yeah. That's where the road keeps turning,
yes,
right? And that's the new
bridge. They are
bridge.
building the new bridge there. Yeah, exactly. So you can see.
And the water used to be clean just a year or two ago.
Yes,
this is what we have there now.
This is what we have there now. Okay, it's all, and then so this water flows from Kwenyako to this point here, and then it goes on to the sea at the Winneba, a place called Warabeba.
Okay.
Warabeba. Yeah, that's where it's flowing to.
Right. Now, in this trip you made, you visited 9 towns, you say, all within the Gomwa East district.
Yes.
Now, some of the things you looked at was the impact on vegetation, the impact on communities, and what other things did you look at?
So, impact on vegetation, human activity, looked at the residue of galamsey, which of course we've seen some of that in these shots already. We also looked at the Kwenyako water plant, which is defunct, the state of it, and then we also looked at the Winneba waterworks as well, and what's happening there. We saw images. I saw images also of the fishing traps, the basket traps that they use. Of course, there's no water, there's no fish in the waters, you know, so you can't trap any fish anyway. Then I went to the estuary as well and saw what was happening at the estuary with the filthy galamsey water meeting the sea, and some of the mangroves are already dying.
I'll be bringing you more on this. We'll look at the impact on vegetation on communities, among others, in subsequent bulletins. Still on illegal mining, a senior research scientist at the Water Research Institute of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, Dr. Deborah Darko, has sounded the alarm over the deteriorating state of Ghana's water resources, describing it as, quote, the worst that could ever happen, unquote. She attributed the crisis to the destructive activities of illegal mining, or galamsey, warning that turbidity levels in many rivers could soon become irreparable. ChannelOne News' Fauzu Masawodu has more from this year's World Rivers Day celebration.
World Rivers Day is observed annually to highlight the value of rivers and encourage their protection. In Ghana, the conversation was dominated by the destructive impact of illegal gold mining, known locally as galamsey. Speaking to ChannelOne News on the sideline, Dr. Deborah Darko stressed that the current state of water bodies is dire and called for urgent, decisive measures to curb galamsey.
We also learned from our discussions today that groundwater is connected to the surface water. So even those who say, okay, I rely on groundwater, we are not safe either. And so it's not like we're looking at the future. The action is now. Right.
It's not looking any better currently.
We are not. This is the worst it can be.
Delivering the keynote address, the chief of Echuma Kwanwoma in the Ashanti region urged greater public education on the dangers of illegal mining, saying many perpetrators remain unaware of its devastating consequences.
There is someone staying at a community known as Esase Bontefufu. That person doesn't know the depth aspect when our waters are being destroyed. That person doesn't have any knowledge on what tomorrow might bring us. Indeed, I'm part of it. Actors are part of it. Teachers are part of it. In fact, all civil servants are part of it.
Meanwhile, veteran actor Fred Amugi questioned the seeming silence of traditional river deities who in the past were believed to punish those who polluted rivers.
The deities who we as Ghanaians believe have, hold of our water bodies. What are they doing spiritually to punish those of us who are tainting them, putting sickness into them, and they sit aloof?
Ghana's rivers and other water bodies are under serious threats, and for stakeholders, taking a decisive action in tackling the menace is non-negotiable. Reporting for ChannelOne News, Fauzu Masaudu, Accra.
Now, thousands of mourners from across the country converged on Tamale to bid farewell to the late Wing Commander Peter Bafemi Anala, one of 3 officers who perished in a helicopter crash barely 2 months ago while on national assignment. Wing Commander Anala, survived by his wife and an infant child, was also the 3rd sibling the Anala family has lost in just 3 months, following the deaths of Grace Lena Anala and Reverend Father Tony Anala. The triple tragedy has plunged the family, friends, and the wider community into unbearable grief. On Monday, a solemn memorial mass was held at the Ola Cathedral in Tamale to honor the memories of all 3. A Northern Bureau Chief, Shawana Yusuf, was there and filed this report.
The Ola Cathedral along the Tamale Teaching Hospital main road overflowed with mourners. Family, friends, and sympathizers gathered not only to mourn, but to celebrate lives dedicated to faith, country, and community. While a state funeral had earlier been held for the 8 victims who died in the crash, this service provided the people of Tamale with a final chance to pay their respect and reflect.
I would say it was an honor. It made things much simpler for us. It would have been very difficult for us, but the way and manner in which it was carried out, we felt satisfied and consoled. The fact that he was also promoted to Wing Commander, we know that he has risen even in death.
Other mourners also shared their memories with ChannelOne TV, recalling the deceased as a selfless individual who served with dedication to family, church, and community.
One fun memory is that he's a very close brother and friend to my son. He is called Caesar. He passed on last year. It was this same Bafemi Anala who stood to perform the funeral in Accra.
We will forever miss Tony. The day that we heard that Tony is gone, it became a shock to us. But his love and then his memory in our minds will forever remain.
Leaders of the church, the late siblings attended, paid glowing tribute as well, highlighting their unwavering faith and service to society.
Looking at 3 siblings passing on in a year, it has been a big blow to the Anala family. And what consoles me is that if you trust in God, no matter the situation, you are able to withstand that particular unfortunate situation.
Whatever happened during that time, per our military mourning, I think the state gave him the highest befitting barrier and the mourning that he deserved.
Many are praying for the gentle repose of their soul. For ChannelOne News, my name is Shawana Yusuf, reporting from the Ola Cathedral here in Tamale.
You're still watching the ChannelOne Newsroom, still to come. Private businesses and individuals pulled back on taking loans this year after credit demand doubled last year. So that's we'll be back with that story and many others.
This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come. Let's go! Lights, camera, action. Put your mind on it, let the lights
It's on SuperSport all season long. Pay your subscription today. Dial *759#. Available on DSTV and GoTV.
This October, Ghana's altar calls once again. After 7 unforgettable years, the 8th edition of Women in Worship arrives with a divine charge. Celebrating his faithfulness, minstrels Ada Ehi, Rabna Tommy Favored, Keepers Music, Ikriaser Wabonsu, and many more will gather at Perez Dome on October 5th. Grab your tickets now. Regular 100 Ghana cedis, VIP 200 Ghana cedis plus beverage. coverage. Grab it online via Ego Tickets or www.eventpaddy.com. Short code USSD *713 *33 *30# or call Ticket Hotline 0248 810 396 or 0544 124 567. Tickets are available at Airport Shell, Hatcho Shell, Bachana Toto, Perez Dome, and more. Sponsors, media partners. Powered by Quest. Women in Worship 2025. Daughter, you still have a voice.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa, dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or being late, of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go be the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From Natepia, cause she be luckiest. Me and you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
God, Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it with a so would the coming of the Son of Man be.
Hey!
Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
You've seen nothing yet. This Big Brother Naija Season 10. It's 10 times the drama, 10 times the rivalry, and 10 times the game. This is certified. No zero, no minus. Big Brother Naija Season 10. Showing 24/7 on DSTV and on GoTV. Gold sponsor, Guinness.
You're welcome back to the Channel One Newsroom. Next is Channel One Business with Nete Ajaho.
Channel One Business is brought to you by MTN and EcoBank.
How may I help you today?
We'd like to open a bank account.
Sign here, sign here, sign here, and here. And now you draw direction to your house. I need your thumbprint. And I'll need your birth certificate too. No, I need the original.
A lot has changed since you banked like this. So have we. We've made it easier than ever to open an account online and bank on the go through our mobile app, online banking, and more. EcoBank, a better way to bank your way.
Sign here, and here.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Letty, welcome.
Thank you, Vivian. Well, there's a report about how loans or the credit market, we are seeing a decrease in people going for loans, especially businesses.
That's right.
You did a very good piece on that.
Okay.
What are we going to glean from that?
So my interest, last year, a lot of people took loans in business and individuals, coming up to over 80 billion cedis.
Wow.
But this year, that has really dropped by more than half.
Wow.
And so that caught my attention, leading me to do the report to see why businesses and individuals are pulling back and taking loans this year as compared to last year.
Yeah, that's very, very worrying because a lot of businesses need money for expansion and
That's
investment.
right.
Yes.
That's right.
So we have more to tell our listeners. Let's take it out now. Ghana's borrowing boom has hit the brakes just months after demand for loans nearly doubled. New data from the Bank of Ghana shows a sharp slowdown in credit growth, with both households and businesses pulling back. Vivian Kailoko has the details in this report.
At the end of 2024, Ghanaians were borrowing at record levels. Loans to households and private businesses shot up by more than 26%. Twice the pace of the previous year. But by June this year, the picture had changed. Credit growth slowed to just over 6%. Loans to individuals and companies rose only 9%, nearly half of what was recorded in the same period last year. Even the public sector, once a major borrower, saw credit contract by more than 30%. So, where is the money going? The services sector is the largest borrower, taking up more than a third of all loans, followed by commerce and finance, then manufacturing. Mining and quarrying remain the least financed, with less than 3% of industry credit. This slowdown reflects the high cost of borrowing, with lending rates hovering around 21% and tighter credit standards from banks. For many small businesses, the cost of loans is simply out of reach. Chana Makpelo is Greater Accra chairman of the Association of Ghana Industries, AGI.
It's enough money to expand because they can't continue to be SMEs forever. They need to expand. They need to build bigger factories that require the importation of machinery from different parts of the world in order to establish and produce in large scale and be able to export. And so we need the financing mechanism that supports the type of growth we would like to see in industry. That way, we can see a steady growth in access to financing over time.
From boom to slowdown, Ghana's shrinking appetite for loans could signal a cooling private sector, raising questions about how growth will be financed in the months ahead. Vivian Kailoko, Channel One Business.
Now, some DSTV subscribers in Ghana are calling for government to ensure MultiChoice Africa delivers not just more, but quality and accessible channels as the pay TV provider introduces new value upgrades. Starting Wednesday, October 1, 2025, customers will benefit from sweeping improvements across all subscription packages following a landmark agreement between government and MultiChoice Africa. Daniel Udromensa has more in this report.
Per the new arrangement, subscribers on the Paddy Bouquet will be upgraded to Access, while Access subscribers move to Family. Family Bouquet customers will be upgraded to Compact. Compact subscribers to Compact Plus, and Compact Plus subscribers will now enjoy Premium. Government says even Premium subscribers will not be left out, as they will be automatically entered into a draw for an all-expenses-paid trip to Dubai. This initiative runs for 3 months, after which a stakeholder committee will review the packages. In Accra, subscriber Haruna Mohammed emphasized that adding more channels must also come with improved accessibility.
Lately, you will see that the channel you have been paying for, it will be turning no signal, no signal. I can call my DSTV repairer to come and reset, but still no signal, no signal. So maybe what the minister have done, me particular, I'm okay with it, with the price. But the problem I have it, they should watch on their signal.
Other subscribers shared optimism that the new upgrades will give them more channels at affordable rates.
Consumers demand for reduction, yes, because sometimes when you are bringing the packages and everything, the consumers are the ones who would feel how it is and then how it is relating with their packet or their daily life.
Normally, they expect more channels for access. The channels they see me like this, you know, share the job me like that. But now they want advance go family, but the money too cheap for them. So I happy say I will get access to family. we are going to pay them the same amount that they paid previously. So are they happy?
From October 1, DSTV customers in Ghana will get automatic package upgrades, but some say the channels must also be easier to access. For ChannelOne Business, I am Daniel Udru-Mensah.
Now, Ghanaian businesses are raising concerns over their future following the expiration of the African Growth and Opportunity Act, AGWA, on September 30, which ends 25 years of duty-free access to the U.S. market. The business community is calling on government to urgently convene an emergency meeting to chart the way forward. There's more in this report.
Since its inception in the year 2000, AGWA has anchored Ghana's exports of cocoa derivatives, apparel, fruits and other goods, sustaining thousands of jobs while boosting foreign exchange earnings. With the agreement lapsing on Tuesday, September 30, businesses face the prospect of immediate tariffs, including a 15% levy on Ghanaian exports to the U.S. Unconfirmed sources say the White House is considering a one-year extension to the program, but no official announcement has been made. President John Dramani Mahama, speaking during his first media encounter in his second term, has already cautioned that renewal is unlikely, but the business community is urging immediate engagement between policymakers and industry to find solutions that will cushion firms against potential shocks.
We were expecting that government would have said something, government would have engaged institutional stakeholders. Unfortunately, where I sit as the Executive Secretary for Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, my outfit could not or has not received any statement or any communication or any engagement. I have also reached out to my colleagues at FAGE, Federation of Ghanaian Exporters, and I'm told that they have not also received any official communication to that effect from government.
Across the continent, AGWA supported exports worth about $8 billion in the year 2024, nearly half of which came from South Africa. Meanwhile, China to Africa trade rose by 4.8% to hit $295 billion in the same year. This is according to a Chinese data. As the curtain falls on AGWA, the European Union and China could emerge as alternative destinations for African goods and services, but exporters insist Ghana needs a clear national strategy to navigate the transition.
Let's now check how the local currency is performing on the interbank market. And that's all for ChannelOne Business. I am Neteli Ajahu. Back to you, Vivian.
Thank you, Nettie. See you.
See you too. Bye.
Let's bring you some more stories. And a coalition of political parties without parliamentary representation is demanding the immediate withdrawal of the criminal case against the former National Signals Bureau Director, Kwabena Edo-Buahene. Another group accuses the Attorney General of mishandling the prosecution, insisting new evidence confirms the contract at the center of the trial was fully executed. More with this report.
The coalition, made up of smaller parties outside Parliament, is challenging the basis of the state's case against former National Signals Bureau boss Kwabena Edo-Buahene. He has been on trial over alleged procurement breaches in the acquisition of specialized cybersecurity equipment from Israeli firm ISC Holdings. Prosecutors claim the contract was improperly awarded and funds misapplied, but the coalition points to new evidence that undermines this claim. A letter from ISC Holdings confirms that a full consignment was delivered to Ghana, a revelation they argue strikes at the foundation of the prosecution's case. The group is also accusing the Attorney General of procedural lapses and prejudicial public comments, which they say compromise the fairness of the trial. At a press briefing, General Secretary of the Great Consolidated Popular Party, Citizen Atodadzi, said the matter should be brought to a close, warning that continuing with the case would amount to prosecutorial overreach.
We insist that justice must never be reduced to theater, nor should it be waged in the media. When prosecutions are pursued recklessly, they risk not only destroying lives but also undermining the very institutions they claim to protect. When matters that touch on the core of national security are handled carelessly, the price is paid not by politicians but by the ordinary Ghanaian, whose safety depends on those very systems. And that is where we come in. We therefore call on the Attorney General to immediately reevaluate his posture on this matter. If the supplier of the system has confirmed delivery, and if the national security apparatus is indeed using the equipment, then the honorable and responsible path is to bring this matter to a close. Justice is not served by clinging to an untenable case. It is served by courageously admitting the truth and protecting the national interest above partisan expediency.
The group of political parties says they are concerned about how issues relating to the oral report are being handled. And with respect to the Edubuahin case, they believe that the matter ought to be withdrawn and fresh investigations be ordered into it. Reporting for ChannelOne News, Hansen Ajiman.
Now, the Essen South MP, Reverend Ntim Fodjo, has stressed that God does not choose leaders based on religion or ethnicity. He made the point while rallying support for Dr. Bawumia's 2028 presidential bid during the former vice president's campaign tour to the Central Region.
Addressing party members on the second day of Dr. Bawumia's tour of the Central Region, Reverend Fodjo anchored his message on scripture, insisting that God's choice of leaders is inclusive and not determined by one's religious or ethnic identity. He argued that Dr. Bawumia carries the anointing to lead the MPP into the 2028 general elections and urged party faithful to look beyond divisions on competence, vision, and electability.
Me a Christiani, me a sofo. Me Bible and me kind no chire me say God is no respecter of persons. Na Nyankopon etumi fa obi esra ne ngo emfa nso e Christoni emfa nso e kremoni edini dini manso ma ne manfo edi yie. Na saa nipa amehu saa ngosra wo ne so no ene Dr. Bawumia. De nyame esra ne ngo so ni anim emfa yankọ bose asase so 2028 ene Dr. Bawumia. Nti yenyina yemfa esom ne gidie nto nkyɛn yemfa we free ha nto nkyɛn ne yempe the most suitable womu a ogina brane.
Meanwhile, Ekuapem North MP Samuel Awuku is also appealing to delegates to value consistency and back Dr. Bawumia's candidacy.
There's wisdom in consistency. Mama yento ya de pantwene. Edu campaign time ya. Nkofo de adwen te se eye te se Cape Coast Stadium agoprama so ye bobo wo ya dwim sa basabe sebe imprediasa obi animu a ade san oni baby order daytime do be share your baby bebre asade nya san oni baby oko Central Region mon kai ye papai nya mo yema akufo nya mo yema nanado mon kai Dr. Bawumia so na mo moano.
In a related development, Bono Regional Chairman Abronya DC has been referred to the party's disciplinary committee over his recent public comments. While welcoming the decision, he has called for proceedings to be made public. Separately, former Energy Minister Boakye Kyeremanteng Gyako has declared his intention to contest for the NPP's national chairmanship position, describing his decision as a call to duty.
You're still watching the ChannelOne Newsroom. I'm Vivian Kai. Look, still to come. Former Sports Minister Makaya Matefio calls for strong oversight as Normalization Committee takes charge of Ghana boxing. Stay with us. We'll be back with that story.
Hey Ghana, so you people know Miss Brother once more. If you knew, it's your boy. Kill them all, kill them all. But this time, I'm not only killing mosquitoes, I am killing the great. See, this wouldn't have been possible if I didn't have the perfect mosquito-free atmosphere. Thank you, Out Insecticide. And yeah, Out Mosquito Coil. For a mosquito-free atmosphere, trust Out to... You are not serious.
Out Insecticide. So ya boa, faha.
DSTV means choosing.
Amazing acting.
Face branding while streaming.
Front row at the gaming and super fanning while on the going. Winning! Binging and blockbustering. While others are white ricing, you're jolloffing.
This looks so good.
With something for everyone, anything is possible when you're DSTVing. Start today with all sorts of packages to match your...
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Trotro from Kaswa. Why won't he be late? Obey you later.
Of course.
Stop 712 hash, stop 712 hash. You go feel the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go feel be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go feel be that luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it to you, so would the coming of the Son of Man be.
Hey!
Is that his car?
Everywhere.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
This BB9 Jazz Season 10. No filters, no scripts, no holding back. Cause it's 10 times the drama, 10 times the rivalry, 10 times the game. This is certified. No zero, no minus. Big Brother 9 Jazz Season 10 on Showmax.
You're welcome back to Channel One Newsroom. I'm Vivian Kai. Local next is Channel One Sports with Bernard Abeko Ochre. You have welcome.
Thank you.
We'll talk about later.
We should.
But before that, you have some interesting stories. One to do with World Cup and one to do with the death of the boxer, and measures being taken to ensure we don't go through that.
It's important. Let's start on the side. It's important to pay attention to the boxing fraternity here in our country because it is that discipline that is won as medals, huge medals, outside the country. Yeah. So we should pay attention and make sure we restructure stuff and make it function sanely so we don't lose another life. Okay. Now, the good news is that the National Sports Authority, again, which boxing is under, is looking at football with the other eye to make sure fans get a smooth sailing into America should the Black Stars qualify. We have Central African Republic and Comoros. to play.
Give us the details.
Let's get into it, shall we now? The Director General of the National Sports Authority, Yao Ampofo Ankra, has launched Ghana's countdown to the 2026 FIFA World Cup on September 30, just 254 days away, under the theme Bridging the Gap, Fostering Connections Between the United States and Ghana Through Soccer Culture, emphasizing the tournament's role in strengthening ties between the two nations. I was there and put together this report.
With just 254 days to go until the global showpiece kicks off, the Director General of the National Sports Authority, Yao Ampofo Ankra, has set the tone under the theme Bridging the Gap, Fostering Connections Between the United States and Ghana Through Soccer Culture.
Ghanaians are looking forward to World Cup qualification, and we're working very closely with the Ghana Football Association, the Ministry of Sports and Recreation, and various states. Institutions, especially Ghana Tourism Authority, who've been fantastic since day one to brand Ghana, taste Ghana, feel Ghana, and wear Ghana, which we will be doing when Ghana qualifies for the World Cup.
Matthew Asada, press attaché at the U.S. Embassy in Ghana, expressed his excitement at the prospect of rekindling the Ghana-USA rivalry at the 2026 World Cup.
From that match in 2006 to 2010 to Brazil thereafter. And as I relayed and recounted at the beginning of the presentation, that was my first World Cup in 2006, and getting to see Ghana and the United States play in Nuremberg was quite special.
Fans who attended the event at the U.S. Embassy in Accra described the American Spaces Initiative as a valuable platform that offers insight into what to expect at the 2026 World Cup.
We need to know what we are going to do, or we need to be educated on things that we should look out for there. So organizing this program, it's a good one.
I mean, we explored into the 2006 World Cup when Ghana played against the United States, and also the 2010 South Africa World Cup when Ghana still won against the United States. And then United States coming in Brazil to score against Ghana.
Well, you might start packing your bags because Ghana is about to make it to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The only block is the Central African Republic and, of course, Comoros on October 12. Will Ghana make it to this huge space to play in the Mundial? We can only wait after October 12 to determine that. Reporting here at the U.S. Embassy for ChannelOne Sport, I am Bernard Abeku. Away from there, let's touch on a sad story. Now, former Sports Minister Amaka Amatafio has stressed the effort to reset Ghana's boxing industry. And of course, he emphasized that it will succeed if there is a strong supervision of the institution's mandate to oversee the sport. His remarks follow the inauguration of a normalization committee set up to manage boxing in Ghana on an interim basis after the tragic death of 2 boxers in the last 6 months. As part of the reform processes, elections will be conducted to select new executives for the boxing authority.
A lot will depend on them. If they should allow this to happen, if they should allow this to continue, if they should allow a report so very carefully done. We were given 1 month, and that included the Easter holidays. Now, if you take the Easter holidays out, we complied with the 1 month. At my age, without sleep, just to produce this report, because I believed at the time that it was urgent.
Let's talk about the Ghana Premier League. And Srodro All Blacks have secured a major boost for the 2025-2026 Ghana Premier League season after signing a landmark partnership with the Agricultural Development Bank, a deal hailed as transformative for both the club and Srodro football community. I witnessed the event and found this.
Ghana Premier League side, Srodro All Blacks have witnessed a landmark partnership agreement with Agricultural Development Bank on September 30, 2025 at the Accra Financial Center. The 2025-2026 Ghana Premier League campaign has already witnessed a significant financial boost, and this partnership adds further momentum. Speaking at the unveiling, Edward Atusapon, Managing Director of ADB, noted that the collaboration with Swedro All Blacks aligns strongly with the bank's core values, making the club a natural partner of choice.
We believe that Swedro is a community that has a lot of talent. Many things come from Swedro. And I'm glad you come from City and ChannelOne. Your MD is yes, I think his school is Swedro Secondary School. So good things come from Swedro.
Eugene Noble Noel, team manager of Swedro All Blacks and an executive council member of the Ghana Football Association, stated that the partnership holds immense significance for the Swedro football community.
This sponsorship is going a long way to help the team and the community as well. Like I rightly said, Swedro All Blacks has a lot of followers, and we are trying to build a team that will be formidable, that will be there for as long as we can.
Swedro All Blacks, who were promoted from Zone 2 of the Access Bank Division 1 League into the Ghana Premier League, have acquired a sponsorship together, partnering with Agricultural Development Bank to drive them as a force to finish fourth somewhere in the 2025-2026 Ghana Premier League. They promise more sponsorship. For ChannelOne Sport, I am Bernard Abeku-Oshoy. Now with the very latest from the world of sport, and I am Bernard Abeku-Oshoy. Okay, over to you. Chelsea won by a goal to 0 against Benfica.
Okay, so Chelsea won. Liverpool
lost. Spurs drew 2-2.
Okay, all right, thank you. And mind you there,
we are not there.
Thank you for your time. That's it for today's edition of the Channel One Newsroom. I'm Vivian Kailoko. Bye-bye.